So it's 2016. Power Rangers Dino Supercharge, which is the second season to what most people in the Power Rangers fan base would agree is the best season in the Neo Saban era of Power Rangers, has ended. And 9-year-old Joshua had discovered this magical TV show called Resha Sentai Toqger through watching the crossover between them and Kamen Rider Gaim. And by this point I had figured out that okay, Super Sentai airs 1 year, the next year it gets turned into Power Rangers. And I really liked the concept of Tokuger, at least the fact that they were indeed children. That was what I liked about it. That's what made it so magical to me. And I was really excited to see what Power Rangers would do with it, or what it would be as a Power Rangers show. But unfortunately, ninjas sell better than trains, and we ended up getting
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ever since then, I had always wondered, had the people at Saban decided to adapt Tokuger instead of the Ninja, what they would have done, what type of ideas they would have had. And at some point in time, though that thought matured into what ideas that I have, what I would have done, what I would have liked to see, both now and what I would have liked to have seen as a child. And I thought about it enough where I decided to put my thoughts to pen. This is Power Rangers Rail Runners.
Our story begins with Elias Tanaka, a young prodigy and genius inventor whose crowning achievement is the RailNet system, which is a revolutionary new form of transportation which utilizes a pocket dimension, which Elias discovered while in college, which he refers to as the Nexus dimension. Now, in reality, the Nexus dimension is a hypercondensed singularity of morphing grid energy. But Elias figured out how to utilize this to create a new, near instantaneous, interdimensional form of travel, which allows for incredibly fast travel times over incredibly, just straight up unending amounts of land space. So how it works is, let's say you wanted to be in Philadelphia and you were currently in Miami. So you would go to the RailNet station in Miami, and once you enter the train, it would go through an interdimensional gate, and then that gate would enter the Nexus realm, and then you would exit through the entrance to the RailNet tunnel in Philadelphia. Now, everything was going well, and RailNet was supposedly supposed to be the new revolution in transport, allowing for, or rather making trains of normal nature as well as ships and planes completely obsolete. But unfortunately, while working on a more energy efficient version of RailNet, an accident occurred which seemingly killed Elias Tanaka. And on top of that, disabling all RailNet tunnels across the entire continental United States, making RailNet into a failure. But in reality, the truth, the whole uncensored, ugly truth was not so simple nor cut and dry, and in fact was far more shadowy than anyone could have ever anticipated. Fast forward 5 years, and the mystery of RailNet now adds a new chapter to itself. RailNet is now a more or less forgotten relic of the past. The world, for the most part, has moved on, but one day a RailNet tunnel is breached, and due to this, monsters begin leaking out from the Nexus dimension, now corrupted into being the Shadow Realm, which is the current base of operations for our villains, the Shadow Line. They enter the human world and they wreak havoc, causing as much carnage, chaos, disarray, and suffering as they can. But above all else, they specifically seek out a group of 5 teenagers: Miles Wright, Genji Tanaka, Riley Tannenbaum, Ren Tanaka, and Aisha Saad. These 5 are our Rangers. While being attacked, all 5 of them, who for reasons that they themselves are not sure about, carry train trinkets, which we would recognize as the Resha from Toqger. When they are attacked by the Shadow Line, these trinkets activate, which also make morphers appear on their wrists. And these Rangers transform, and for reasons unbeknownst to them, morphing is like second nature to them. Fighting these monsters is as easy as breathing, like as if they had been doing it since they were children. After they fight these monsters, they are given train passes, or rather train passes appear in front of them, as well as an entrance to a train that they can't ever recall ever even seeing in their life, but for some reason they know like the back of their hands, where they meet a conductor who acts as if they are long-time family friends, despite the fact that none of them have ever met him. The Rangers, after finding out that these monsters came from railnet tunnels that were long abandoned, have more questions than answers. Did Elias cause this? And if so, are they a failsafe? Did he know this would happen? Is Elias even really dead? These are questions that are posed. And the only thing they're sure of right now is that a dark shadow has been cast over their town, and they are the only ones with the light necessary to extinguish it. So with that said, that's Power Rangers Rail Runners, or at least the main points. I didn't really get overly deep into the lore or anything like that because, this video would be maybe 20 or 30 minutes long. But I can assure you this is a show, or a project rather, with that has a world that feels lived in, with characters that feel real, and has a compelling story. This is something that isn't just a fan project to me, but something that I am genuinely passionate about, something I feel like has major potential. As I said already, I didn't really go into the real nitty-gritty of it because I didn't want to bore someone with the details, but this is something I'm passionate about, something I'm serious about, that has potential. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and may the good Lord bless you. And with that said, I'm out.